Assalamu alaikum, I'm Hina Ijaz. Welcome to Pakistan. You know, I didn't know that Pakistan had a skateboarding forum. That's news for me. That's news for you. I'm breaking this news to you today that Pakistan has a skateboarding forum. You know how athletic the people of Pakistan are. They're involved into different kinds of sports, different types of physical activities. There are different sports centers, but interestingly, none of these sports centers ever offered the skateboarding facility to people who were interested in it. We have seen people do it on their own. Of course, the level of interest could have increased only if they were provided with such opportunities. But yes, a young man from Lahore called Shaihan Hassan. He's the founder of Skateboarding Pakistan. It's a forum that he created in the year 2010. It's been roughly, like, let's say up till 12 years. And today, as we speak, with the help of the internet, with the help of social media, he managed to get a few Americans in Pakistan who are today my guests on the show, who have arrived from California all the way from the other part of the world, traveled for roughly 16 plus hours, I believe, right? And they're here sitting with me. They've been here for a week. They're living in the heart of the city. They're living close to the fort. They're enjoying the hustle bustle of the city. They're here to collaborate with Pakistan when we talk about skateboarding. So I'm going to introduce to you Nestor, and he is a founder for a non-profit as well. Is that correct, Nestor?
Yes, yeah, that's correct.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming in. And then we have Keegan. Keegan looks in LA and looks nothing less than a Hollywood star. Is that right? Yes, you can judge for yourselves. And his friends and I, on a very informal note, have been talking to him about the subject. Well, that was on a non-serious note. On a serious note, Keegan is also into skateboarding, and I'd like to talk about CSEF as well, Keegan. What is it about? In fact, I'm going to give a little hint to the audience here. It is actually an educational foundation where they're providing scholarships for skateboarders. Is that right?
That is right, yeah.
Right. Wait, I'd like you to elaborate on that in a while. And on this side, I have Zack Mack. You know, the minute I met him and the minute I read the name, I was keen to ask, why Zack Mack and how rhythmic is that? Right, Zack Mack?
It's natural.
But it's very easy to remember, and I shall never forget. Shaihan Hassan, of course, man of the hour. He started this particular forum. How did the idea emerge and all of that? Shaihan shall be answering those questions. Assalamu alaikum, Shaihan. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
You're from Lahore.
Yes, I am.
How did you get in touch with all of them?
They got in touch with me because they wanted to help develop a skateboarding scene in Pakistan, help build facilities, and they also wanted to provide any donations and equipment that are not available here. So we've been having a great time.
You've been a skateboarder all your life?
Yes,
since the age of?
Since the age of 13.
13.
Yeah, so it's been about 17
Were
years.
Were your parents a little skeptical or a little hesitant rather about you skateboarding, because I feel Pakistani parents would be doing that?
I actually did not grow up here. I grew up in the UAE and in
naturally, that's why you're a skateboarder.
Yeah, so
because there's not much of a trend. As a matter of fact, children play a lot of football here. There are a lot of football centers here, a lot of cricket centers here, hockey, etc., but nothing to do with skateboarding. It's a little untraditional for that matter here. So you grew up in the UAE. You started skateboarding there.
Yeah.
And when did you move to Pakistan?
I came to Pakistan when I was 18, but I was just my family moved here, and then I eventually went to college abroad again. But I used to come back here on vacation, and then I realized that I would like to see a scene here, a skateboarding scene grow here. We actually fantasized about this with my other Pakistani friends back in the UAE, that we could develop something like this here.
Where did you go to college?
I went to college in Malaysia.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's where.
So first you were on this part, at this part of the world. You came here, and then you went there.
Yeah.
So you've been pretty much on this side of the world everywhere.
Yeah.
So you went to Malaysia, and Malaysia is pretty keen on skateboarding,
Yes,
right?
yes.
The culture is pretty prominent there.
Yes, yes. There's a proper skateboarding industry there.
Right.
And that supports the locals and internationals, and they have an international team. So yeah.
So Shaihan, 2010, how difficult was it? How challenging was it? I'd like to talk about that, but I wouldn't keep our guests from California here waiting on the subject because there's so much to talk about. Starting with Nestor. Nestor, when did you start skateboarding?
I started skateboarding 26 years ago.
Wow,
When I
that
was
seems
9
like a
years old,
lifetime. How
yes.
old are you?
I'm 35 now. yes.
Wow. So 26 years.
9
My
years
math
old.
is bad. So how old were you?
I was 9 years old.
9 years old. So 9 years old. How did it start? And now you're a professional skateboarder, I believe.
Yeah, correct. I just growing up in California, it was natural
It was
for kids
natural,
my
right?
age to try skateboarding. Yeah, it was available, and I feel like every kid around 9 or 10 years old, at least,
Is doing it pretty
they
much.
tried it out. Yeah,
Right. Any injuries ever?
of
Any
course.
accidents?
Yeah.
Major ones?
Of course, but I would say generally for that long of time of skateboarding, I haven't had that many injuries.
Right, good.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
look fine.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm still in one piece.
Right, no, good, good. Good to have you in one piece. Well, Keegan, when did you start skateboarding?
About 24 years ago.
Wow,
I think I was-
26, 24.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 1998. And it's treated me well and brought me many places so far. It's a really
So
fun
you're in
thing.
one piece as well?
Yeah, nothing too bad.
Nothing too bad. But you've
Yeah.
had a couple of accidents. I believe everybody does.
For sure. Maybe yesterday I had one.
Right. Yes. Isn't that a little too, I mean, near in the timeline? So that's like yesterday. What happened? Tell us the story.
Ooh, well, I was ollieing so I was jumping on my skateboard into a launch ramp and hung up. Basically, part of my skateboard was attached to the ramp, which shouldn't have been, and I left the skateboard and went flying to the
Is that
ground.
human error or?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, that was.
So
that
it's
was
the
my
captain's fault.
Yes.
Yes. So Zack Mack, yes, tell us your story.
Yeah, Zack Mack from San Diego, California. I've been skateboarding, 26, 27 years like Nestor.
Right.
And it just kind of, grew up by the beach in San Diego, so it kind of falls into your lap at a young age, skateboarding. It's kind of everywhere.
Right. So, ever any major accidents?
Yeah, I've had some, yeah. But a broken leg, I guess. I have some screws in my knee and ankle.
You do?
Plate, but that was just skateboarding down the street.
Is it a problem while skateboarding with all those accidents? I mean, later after the post accidents.
No, it takes some time to rehabilitate and get back to 100%.
Right.
But
So I've never skateboarded. I'd just like to know that how important is it to have strong knees for a skateboarder?
it's definitely important, yeah. But
What if
as you
one develops a knee injury? Then what?
You practice healthy habits.
Yeah.
And you stretch it out and you take care of your body.
So one can get back to it, right?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
It's possible. Okay. So Shaihan, 2010. How many challenges, or what kind of challenges rather did you face when you started this particular forum?
Well, the first and the main one was that there were no skateboards available in the country. Because we don't have any skate shops here, we don't have any demand here, so obviously we don't have any professional quality skateboards here. So because of that, the community that I was reaching out to was very, very limited. So I reached out to people through the internet, created Facebook groups, and slowly a couple of them got together. Some people got in touch, some people from Karachi, some people from Islamabad, and then the scenes very, very slowly edged on until about 2 years ago when at least beginner level skateboards started becoming available.
Wow.
And then suddenly now we have a boom of young people interested in the sport.
How many people are enlisted with your forum?
So I would say there are about 400 to 500 active skateboarders around the
4
country.
to 500
Yes.
Pakistanis?
Yes.
Which areas do they hail from?
Mostly Lahore, Islamabad and Karachi, but then also we have members from places like Sialkot and Hyderabad and Sindh. So like wherever people, this is a sport where if you can only get into it if you're really passionate about it.
It's amazing to hear that 400 to 500 skateboarders with this forum. I don't know how many are not a part of this forum. So all you people watching out there must contact Shaihan if you're a skateboarder, because such opportunities related to skateboarding are rare here. On that note, I'm going to show you a particular report as per the tradition of the show. Wherever our guests are from, we prepare a report on that country. So today it's the United States of America. They all come from California. You're going to see a few images. You might be able to spot your state as well. So let's see it. Alright, so that was the report on the United States, and our guests here are all from California. They come from the sunny, bright Californian side. So tell us about your experience in Pakistan for the past 7 days that you've been here.
Well, every day has been non-stop excitement for us. We're staying right in the heart of the city, as you said, and we just go outside every morning, have a chai on the corner, meet the locals. Everyone's been incredibly hospitable to us.
So have you been treated like celebrities?
More just...
The people in Pakistan get very excited.
Yeah, well, we noticed,
because they're warm, they're welcoming,
Very
they're hospitable. So how do they react rather when they see you on the streets?
We do notice that people walking by will stop and look, and then we just say...
This is one glance always, right?
They stop in their tracks, yeah. And we give them a assalamu alaikum, and then they join us, and yeah, they've been very friendly.
You haven't seen any adversity around, have you?
No, none at all. No.
What about you?
Yeah, everyone's been very friendly and helpful. They want to invite us for tea, and we love tea, so that's great.
You love tea?
Oh, yeah.
I thought you'd be coffee
Very
drinkers.
big
What
into
about you,
chai.
Zack?
I love tea as well. I'm a big tea drinker. And
No, did the habit just develop like 7 days ago? Is it recent?
no, I've always drank tea, but much more in the past 7 days.
You like the
yeah.
Pakistani tea?
Yeah, I love it.
The specific flavor and the aroma of it.
Definitely.
So what are you going to do back home now? Well, now at many coffee shops, you also get karak chai there, so it's fine.
exactly.
But nothing like the real Pakistani tea.
yeah.
It's
No.
slightly different. That's a little sweetish. Right. So what have you been eating here? What have you liked the most?
We've been eating everything we possibly can. We've been eating a lot of street food. Like Shaihan has been taking us to some great food, and we just sit down and say 5 of them,
Right.
and we'll eat whatever comes to us. And
So no issues of, let's say, the digestive system or anything like that.
no, I think we're all pretty well.
What did you like the most?
Ooh.
Whatever you ate. I mean, out of
Yeah.
the palate. Yes, please.
Karahi?
Oh, you liked karahi.
Karahi, handi, dal, lots of dal.
You've been having that. And what about the food culture? The culture there generally, the area that you're living in. You see, that's the old part of Lahore. Right now, we're in the new part of Lahore. So, for example, if you were to compare these two areas, how would you explain it?
We just got to this area. We haven't really explored much around
You haven't
here,
explored
but
much.
it's definitely more open space and
Yeah.
a lot, I guess.
You see a few little high rises.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't compare it to your country. I mean, they're like the real high rises.
Yeah.
But yes, the area is pretty ahead in terms of the old city naturally. So, did you get a chance to see the Badshahi Mosque and all of these places? Yes, Shaihan, did you take them around there?
Yes, yes. I think they've been through the fort and Minar-e-Pakistan, Greater Iqbal Park. As skateboarders, we're always trying to look around for interesting street spots where we can sort of we can shred on our skateboards. And yeah, we've been finding some good spots.
You did
and
manage.
We've actually been in our whole group of 6 foreign skateboarders that are here. We've actually been hitting the streets, in the busy streets and traffic.
And I'm sure people get fascinated when they see you skateboarding just randomly, right?
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to take a short break and we shall talk to them more about Pakistan and more about California, but right after this short break. Welcome back. We have skateboarders on the show today. Interestingly, when they walked in, they did have their skateboards with them. Do you start skateboarding anywhere or everywhere?
Yeah, we always go everywhere with our skateboards because you never know when you're going to find a spot.
Did you come from the hotel on a skateboard here?
No, we took a car.
That was on a lighter note. Well, Shaihan, so I believe you all were brought together by the social media. That's the power of social media. So how did you get together? Who got in touch with who? What happened? What's the story?
Yeah, so Nestor and this organization, Salad is of Skateboarding, they look to support developing skateboarding communities by providing donations of skateboards and equipment. And since still in Pakistan there's a lack of professional quality equipment, they're willing to donate some to me. So to us, they sent some skateboards first to Hyderabad, to a small community there, and then to
How
Lahore.
did they find you on the social media?
Yeah, we have a page called Skate Pakistan on Facebook and on Instagram.
They contacted you.
Yes.
Then. So what was the story, guys? What happened? How did you find him?
Yeah, we were just, as he mentioned, we run an organization that seeks to support skateboarders in developing communities who lack access. So we're always looking around, and it's just word of mouth. I think it was just brought to our attention that there were skateboarders in Pakistan and they lacked resources for the quality skateboards. We researched and found Shaihan, and that's how it works, yeah.
You're here today,
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah.
How one thing leads to another. So, Keegan, tell me about CSEF, College of Skateboarding Educational Foundation. So, when was this formed? You are giving out scholarships, or rather the college is giving out scholarships to skateboarders. Fill us in, please.
Yeah, so CSEF stands for the College Skateboarding Educational Foundation. And in addition to the work I do with Nestor, Kenny, and Zack, and the rest of us, and Shaihan with Salad Days, the College Skateboarding Educational Foundation, we award college scholarships to skateboarders studying in the US. They're not all American students, but anyone that's studying in the US from abroad, we've supported people from...
Regardless of whichever nationality.
Yeah, we've
That's
supported
amazing.
Italians, Indonesians. We're approaching our 5th annual scholarship class this year. And last year we gave out $20,000 to people in 7 different states.
That is wonderful. So tell me, I need to know a fact, in fact. The best skateboarders come from which country?
Tricky.
That's an arguable one, but
Okay, give me 2 nations and then we shall debate.
well, skateboarding was in the Olympics for the first time last year. and-
Last year, up till last year, there
Yeah,
was no skateboarding in Olympics.
Yeah, skateboarding.
Why has it always been so neglected everywhere?
Yeah,
I fail to understand.
I think
It's a big
skateboarding.
part of the American culture as well.
Yeah. I think for a long time it had more of a underground, like a bad bad boy aesthetic, but now it's getting more welcomed into the mainstream.
At least,
Yeah.
well, it is. So
Yeah.
let's appreciate the positive side. So yes, the best skateboarders in the world are in.
Well, Japan won most of those medals in that Olympics.
So you'd say Japan.
They're definitely one of the best. I mean, anyone else want to chime in?
Japan, USA, Brazil, Australia.
That's
However,
fine.
maybe
No, no,
maybe
no.
Pakistan will
You
become
have to
part of
narrow it down. So Japan, USA,
Brazil.
Brazil. Shaihan, what do you think? From the Pakistani perspective, the best skateboarders are in?
Yeah, I mean, skateboarding started in the USA, but now it's taken a global appeal. It's taken all over the world, and we see Japan taking the lead in the Olympics. And skateboarding is a sport where your style and how you skateboard depends on the environment and the facilities that are available to you. So it's interesting to see how skateboarders from different countries have their own style, or they have their own unique way. Like, so Japan had gained medals in I guess park and street styles, because now they've developed those facilities.
So a lot of street skateboarding is normally seen in the United States, but not in Pakistan, right, Shaihan?
No, so in Pakistan it's only street skating because we do not have any other
I
facilities.
haven't seen any, unfortunately.
Well, you will very soon.
Right.
Yeah, and we're also actually one of the agendas that we have here is to build Pakistan's first skate park, and we're planning that, and we're talking to government organizations and NGOs, and we're hoping.
Are they helpful towards it?
Yes, so far the response has been great.
What have you talked about?
We've talked about the possibility of getting government land in a public park somewhere,
Right.
and building a skateboarding
Were they
facility.
receptive about it?
Yes, they were. And we were very grateful and happy for that. Yeah, and we're looking forward to making that happen.
Right, let's hope that happens. But what has happened so far about Nestor, Keegan and Zack, how they've been skateboarding, the different styles of skateboarding. Let's take a look at it. Those were a few shots of or images and videos of Nestor, Keegan and Zack skateboarding, and they did not hurt themselves in these videos, and I hope you never do. Shaihan, how many times have you hurt yourself?
Actually, I've hurt myself maybe 2 or 3 times, like seriously beyond few bruises. But here's the interesting thing that I've observed in my entire life, that it's actually other sports are actually more prone to injury than skateboarding, because
When you say other, what are you referring to? Which sports?
I'm referring to football, basketball, because these are contact sports.
But here you're jumping in the air sometimes, and the fall could be a very great. It could be the great fall.
Well, so that's the thing about skateboarding, that one of the primary things you learn is to fall. So yeah, it's
But
strange.
you have to wear lightweight for that matter.
No, not really.
Come on, none of you are fat.
We have.
I mean, I'm not trying to fat shame anybody else here, but there's certain requirements for different sports. My disclaimer is that there's certain requirements for different sports. You need to have a certain body type. For wrestlers, you do need muscle. For skaters, you need to be lean and thin. Is that correct? But you define that. Why?
I think Nestor would be able to answer
Yes,
that
Nestor.
better.
I think in skateboarding, unlike other sports, there is no mold for who can skateboard. People of all different body types do skateboard. And
They can skateboard, but can you become really good if you have a few extra pounds?
yeah, definitely. And I mean, it is a great source of exercise as well.
Oh,
Skateboarding.
definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to learn how to skateboard because it's a good, fun outdoor activity. For that reason, I would love to learn. But again, the infrastructure wouldn't really support it, right, Shaihan?
Not yet.
Not
Not yet,
yet.
but yeah, we're working towards it.
Right. The first bump and I'm gone. Right. So you've been eating a lot of Pakistani food. What was your perception of Pakistan before arriving here? And whatever it was, did it change after or upon your arrival in Pakistan?
Yeah, I'd say I have a much greater knowledge now of Pakistan after arriving. I think before arriving, it was difficult to learn how things are now. It was more historical things and, but nothing, it's hard to gain information on daily life and how the people live and, so.
Right. And what about you, Keegan?
Yeah, before coming here, I didn't know a whole lot about Pakistan. I know some of my friends and family were urging me to stay safe, not knowing that it is safe here, and it's actually been very welcoming. And I'm going to be telling all of my friends and family at home that Pakistan is a very safe and friendly place to foreigners.
Right. And what about you, Zack?
Yeah, I'm extremely impressed with how hospitable everyone is. Everyone wants to take a selfie and buy us tea and enjoy just conversation.
life's
and-
good.
yeah, life is amazing.
You'd all like to come here again, is that correct?
We will be coming.
Definitely, yeah.
You will be.
Yeah.
So far, for a week, you've been in Lahore. You've planned to visit Karachi and Islamabad. Is that right? So, what have you heard of the two cities?
We were told that Karachi is a bit more hectic than Lahore, the street traffic.
It's a bigger city. It's a
Yeah.
metropolitan city.
Yeah. And then Islamabad is very beautiful as well and very calm. And we're hoping to be able to see some mountain villages too over
The
there.
characteristics of the three cities are entirely different from one another. Karachi, Lahore, and Islamabad, right, Shaihan?
Yeah.
So, I'd like you to take a look at a few images where we're comparing the United States and Pakistan. Well, that's a little unreasonable when I say comparing the two because both of them lie in totally different zones, totally different regions. But we very intelligently picked up some images where we're comparing the two. Let's see it. Right, so that was the United States and Pakistan. How they're similar, you saw that, right? And okay, so a lot of Pakistanis, interestingly, it's a fact, and I think Shaihan would agree with me. Given the distance between Pakistan and the United States, a lot of Pakistanis manage to travel to the United States, and so many of them are settled there. So how much of an interaction have you had with the Pakistani community there ever, or if you've had any?
I'd say through food, restaurants.
Okay, that way.
Yeah, that
But do
way.
you know any families there? Have you ever had any Pakistani friends?
My friend has a wife who's originally from Karachi,
Right.
but she spent much of her life, maybe
There.
since high school, in the U.S.
So when you met her, have you met her?
Yeah.
You must have formed an opinion upon Pakistan, did you?
Yeah, but it was the similar thing you talk about casually about, oh, the food's great and, you know, the people are really wonderful and
Right.
Yeah.
So even if you heard something negative about Pakistan, all those misconceptions were clear upon your arrival to Pakistan. Is that right?
yeah, immediately. Yeah, first morning, sitting and drinking chai on the corner, we
Right.
We
That's
loved it.
lovely. So I hope and I pray that you continue to enjoy chai during your visit to Pakistan, and you talk about all these chai wonders when you're back home. So thank you guys. Thank you so much for coming in, giving us your precious time, and wish you a happy skateboarding trip. And Shaihan, wish you all the best, and I hope your forum grows and expands, and these 500 people associated, or not just people, skateboarders associated with your forum, continue to grow, and the number reaches 5,000 or 5 million. And it is possible. I think Pakistanis are also taking a lot of interest in skateboarding now. And we hope that Nestor, Keegan and Zack revisit, keep coming to Pakistan, and the gesture, the gratitude that they've extended towards Pakistan, and also the scholarship, through the scholarship program, the way you've supported the skateboarding community here, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for that. So I shall see you next week, same time, with new people. You keep watching Discover Pakistan.